Thank you for joining another episode of Black Coffee and Crime. And thank you for Brady for doing the countdown there. So this is episode 98. So we're quickly approaching episode 100. Then that would mean we've been doing this for almost 3 years because we started in 2020, June, I think at the end of June in 2020. So we're approaching the 100 episode mark. So thank you for joining us. If you're new, thank you for coming in. If you are returning, catching up, thank you for always being here. But if you are new, Brandy, and Jackie, and we just like to get on camera and talk about crime, some things that have nothing to do with crime. So if at any point you feel like we're talking too much or not talking about what you want to hear, please skip ahead or go to a different episode because we can talk about what we want to talk about. So, right. But if you do have anything you want us to say or any subject you want us to talk about, you can always hit us up on Facebook or Instagram at Black Coffee Crime, or on our YouTube channel, Black Coffee Crime, and also email info@blackcoffeecrime.com. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and also hit the notification bell so that every other Thursday, you'll be alerted when the episode uploads approximately 6 a.m. Central Time. All right. So
I like your hair.
Thank you.
I love it.
I got bored.
I'm so late.
I got bored again.
She ain't never gonna have no hair.
No.
Again.
Ever.
No. So yeah, I saw this thing on TikTok. This lady said that it's dangerous for Black women to get bored because we just start doing stuff. Like you start signing up for classes, and next thing you know, you in a degree program, or you done start building something on your kitchen, or we just start doing stuff when we get bored. So that's what happened. I got bored, and I don't like combing my hair.
I was gonna say my little sister said that she was real scared to cut her hair, but now she's like, I don't understand how I let it grow out. Like if it grow out a little bit, she'd be like, I got to cut this off. So she wants it. She said she can never wear hair anymore, ever again.
I had locks for a number of years, and then I got tired of that, so I gave myself an undercut. And then I got tired of that too, and then I cut it and I let it grow a little bit, and I go back and forth. But waking up in the morning, and the only thing I gotta do is take my scarf off my head and spray some oil sheen. It's beautiful. Liberating.
Yeah, I had mine cut for some years. It wasn't my choice at the time. I was doing chemo, but I did keep it short for a long time after that. And then I locked it. So
yeah. But it feels good. Like it's weird for the first couple of days. But now I'm just like life.
As soon as if I ever get rid of my double chin, I might consider it again. But
girl,
you know my relationship.
It's called a contour stick. Okay.
Well, I'm not trying to do all that contour all the time.
Listen, all you gotta do is go right up under here and blend. Right up under here and blend, and you're good. Or just make sure you don't take any pictures from profile stage. Don't turn your head.
You gotta take a picture like this too. Put your neck.
Yeah, you gotta push your neck out.
Keep your neck elegant, long and elegant.
That's fine. You gotta push it.
Like you put your hand down, Jackie. You ain't got no double nothing.
It's gone. It's gone.
Well, that's how I used to do it.
The only thing double on you is your titties, girl.
Oh, it's because I got titties, bro. they actually I actually don't have any anymore, but I wear multiple.
Well, you still got two.
Oh, you said two. Well, I don't know. It might be a unit. I don't know what the hell it is. It touched the flow. It just drags.
I kind of wouldn't mind a unit if they just stayed upright. Grant's doing that face.
Yep, scared the face. Never mind. Never mind.
Clearly, you two are two people that I cannot sit next to at the funeral. Okay.
Oh, please don't. Because I'm gonna laugh.
Listen, one of my cousins, we were talking about funerals and why funerals are funny, and I was like, I don't know, because I remember when Brandy's grandfather passed away. Brandy couldn't make it to the funeral. I was here, so I couldn't make it. But my cousin, our other cousin, did. And she had the funeral on FaceTime. And the three of us, it was not a funny occasion. But boy, I tell you, if we were in the house, in the church, somebody would have turned around and kicked us out. We'd have got shushed.
And then I knew some of the background, so I was filling them in like
So
that
we
ain't
had
on the pro
live
that ain't on the program.
we had a live commentary from Brandy about who was supposed to speak at the funeral, who wasn't supposed to speak, who went over their 2 minutes. Oh, it was hilarious. So yeah, we're not good at the funeral.
We're not either because when my uncle passed away last year. I mean, you trying to be sad, and one of the ladies that got to sing, I don't know if she had too many beers before the funeral. So imagine, and me and all my cousins were all the same. My sisters were all the same. So we sitting there. Did she? We was like, I mean, it was.
She said she had too much barley and rye.
Which very childish.
I don't know what it is about a funeral that just
to be everybody. I'm pretty sure she saw us. We didn't care.
But we always find something funny in tragedy. So
yeah, I think by that point at that immediate time you've cried as much as you can. And so the funeral is the release anyway. Like that's, like you're just kind of like letting it go. So somebody's gonna do something at the funeral and their voice is gonna crack. So it's just gonna be all bad. So if y'all have never been, if we have some non-Black folks or non-colored folks in the audience, if y'all have never been to a POC or Black funeral, then it's an event. It's definitely an event. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a few things, kind of go back to what our old format used to be, where we talked about multiple things in one show. And that's just because there's just a lot going on. Now, I did find this on Al Gore's internet today. This just came across. This is from the Neighborhood Talk, which is one of our favorite places on the internet.
Yes.
Florida man arrested after allegedly holding a masseuse at gunpoint to perform sexual acts. And why is it always Florida?
You couldn't just go get a prostitute?
You would think. Or you could have just asked her nicely.
Was it that type of establishment? A massage with a surprise?
Well, here's the thing. He barged into the back door of A1 Massage.
Oh, he was doing too much already.
And demanded oral sex from one of the employees. So this happened in Eustis, Florida. So apparently he went through the back door, grabbed the lady by her hair, held her at gunpoint, took his pants down, forced her head towards his crotch, and told her basically to give him the service. And if she called the police, he would kill her. So basically, after that, she ran next door, called the police. He ran, they found him. He had over 20 charges already. So now he's charged with attempted sexual battery, aggravated battery with a weapon, aggravated assault with a weapon, and resisting arrest without violence.
What was his other charges?
He doesn't say, but apparently he looked crazy as hell. The employee, thanks sweet baby Jesus, was unharmed. I'm gonna send this to y'all so y'all can see it. So yeah, he looked like he was on some shit.
You got me on some shit to walk up some random person to suck my meat.
Yeah, like it doesn't say like if he had been there before, and well, obviously he knew that the door would be open or whatever because he just came through the back door. But I don't know if he had an encounter with this lady before or whatever. But that's crazy to just. How you just gonna make somebody just? Well, I want to say something vulgar, but I can't because I know we're gonna get it. We're gonna move past that because
we the ones ain't gonna. It ain't us.
I was gonna say something real bad and real vulgar, so we just gonna move past this one.
It ain't us. It's you.
I know, so I'm censoring myself because I'm gonna be in trouble, and Jackie not gonna help because I see that she knows the type of shit that I want to say, but I can't.
I don't hold back nothing.
We know,
We know.
we know, we know. All right, so we're gonna move past Mr.
Couldn't you just pay for that? I mean, what was is it the
He didn't have
friend?
no money, Jackie.
Well, you ain't even got to pay for it. You could lie.
Yeah,
You
he could have
girls,
got it.
girls
And
just
then,
free
like,
willing out here sucking dick. It's not like it's some kind of.
I'm
They
a cash
probably
app.
turned him away when he came to the front door.
Could be. No, Jackie, we'll save it for later. Save it for later. Mm-mm. This is a family show.
It is.
This is a
He is
family.
not.
You know, I always get in trouble because I end up laughing at stuff I ain't supposed to be laughing at. I always get you for laughing at stuff I ain't supposed to be laughing at.
Speaking of stuff that we laughed at and we probably got in trouble for it. Remember a couple years ago, we talked about the man from Oklahoma who had killed his neighbor. Then he cooked her with some
The
potatoes.
heart.
He cooked her heart. He fed it to his family, and then he killed 2 members of his family.
Mhm.
He actually was convicted and got life in prison in Oklahoma for those 3 murders recently. Within the last couple weeks, I think I read that.
Yeah,
So-
we got didn't we get reprimanded in the comments for that?
Yep. Sure did. Sure did. Because you asked why.
You asked. Yeah.
Brandon asked.
I asked, was there some gravy?
Right.
Yeah, that's what got us in trouble.
That's what got us in trouble. Because the man cooked the lady with the potatoes, and you asked, why did he make rice and gravy?
I mean, that's like having liver and onions and gravy, you know, over rice. Organ meats.
It's not funny.
Where'd Jackie go?
It's
Who
really
ever heard of having liver with potatoes?
It's not funny. It's really not.
I wasn't
really-
laughing. I was just smiling
I'm
real
just,
big.
you know,
it's not funny.
it's really not.
It's just the fact that we remember this fool asking with a very serious and straight
It just that's what it was. It's because it was a solid moment. She was like, "Was it gravy?" We were like, "What? What are you talking about?" She was like, "You can't. I mean, you just have to make gravy. Like, I mean, it doesn't make sense." So that's why I'm laughing. Because
I said, why did he make potatoes? And even with that, did he make gravy? Didn't have no flour.
Jackie gonna start holding her ears in a minute.
Because you know I'm gonna laugh till it hurts.
I don't think he had no flour because he used potatoes, so he probably hadn't been shopping.
Well, he did that at her house, so he
Oh,
was.
well, he didn't know what she had in there.
Yeah, he wasn't prepared to. Yeah, but that's why we have to kind of, because we say inappropriate things, and it seems like we're making light of the situation. But just like we laugh at funerals, sometimes you gotta just break up the. It's absurd. So, yeah. So we have to watch out for Brandon, because I might say something vulgar, but she's gonna say with a straight face.
It was a natural question. I wasn't trying to be funny.
And I'm gonna laugh.
Just like, you know, a video I came across
Every time.
today. I was deleting things out of my phone, and I came across the video from August of 2021 when we were talking about, what is that man's name from Dallas with the eyeballs?
The taxidermy?
Yes.
Oh, from like Ennis or something?
No, he was from Oak Cliff.
Oh, I know somebody from Ennis who killed people too. I'm thinking about that.
It's the one who his mama wouldn't get him the taxidermy eyes.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And Brandy was obsessed with taxidermy for about a moment there.
I'm
The whole
just
conversation.
saying it's
Maybe she was like he was upset because he couldn't do taxidermy.
no, his mama didn't get, he had to use
Yeah, his
buttons.
mama didn't let him do. She was obsessed with taxidermy for the
I was
episode.
just saying it was honest living.
Charles Albright was the guy.
Yeah, that's him.
And she sent him to taxidermy school, like, and he was like 10 or some
A
crap.
kid. He was a little bitty baby.
And Brandy was like, that made perfect sense that she would send the child to taxidermy school at that age.
Well, if he was interested in it, the problem came because she couldn't afford the taxidermy school and she went and got them old button eyes instead of getting him the real eyes.
So do you think that if she had gotten him the real
He would have been
eyes,
straight as an arrow? Because he used to do something with the eyes, didn't he? Put buttons on them.
of the victims? No, he just tore them out.
Oh,
So now that you know that piece of information, you said still he just would have got the.
if she had spent a little extra money and got him them taxidermy eyes, straight as an arrow, model citizen. Started with his mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an ongoing, never-ending argument.
No, that's not. What's the real argument? What was the argument she argued? You and her was arguing about?
At which time?
I would say it's been a few, but it was I can't remember the other one that was like a big deal kind of argument.
I don't.
It might be the Turk texter. It may be
This
that
is
one.
it.
I don't know.
This is it. Like, if I will repost just that piece. I will repost just that piece to Instagram so people can see just that 3-minute.
Well, wait, what was the video where we was literally like this? What was that one?
Oh, that was the one where
Brandy
she was in California.
Yep.
And she switched from her account to somebody else's account. So we saw Wanda come across.
Oh yeah, I had a wig on too.
So we thought somebody hacked into into the recording, and it just said Shawanda. We're like,
what?
Jackie and I were talking, and we see Brandy's picture, so we just keep talking, and then we're like, who the Shawanda? So we have these looks on our faces. Then Brandy comes in with this dumbass King George III wig on.
No, it was like, I would have danced with somebody wig.
I saw that video too. Yeah. So this is the type of shit that we get into when we don't have a plan.
This is what happens.
This is what happens. All right. But yeah, go back and watch the Charles Albright video. That's from August of 2021. I will repost that one to Facebook as well, to Instagram and Facebook, so you can see that. But yeah, that was Charles Albright from Dallas, and he was the eyeball killer.
And y'all will see why you agree with me over them. Why it makes perfect sense.
How can it make perfect sense when most serial killers start off by harming animals? And he was already doing that. He was harming animals. So his mom is like, you're already killing them. So let's just put that to good use. Didn't we watch Jeffrey Dahmer? Didn't we watch that? Didn't we talk about Jeffrey doing that shit?
He didn't do that with the eyes.
No, but he killed animals though.
The response was he didn't do anything with the eyes.
Right.
That's oranges and apples. You guys just mixing up stuff. And in other news,
I don't even think we're going to get to all of the stuff tonight because we keep arguing about oh shit, because Brandon keep bringing up old shit.
Well, we're recapping some of our best moments.
Right. Speaking of old shit, because it seems like a lot of old stories keep coming back, like there's updates. So was it yesterday over the weekend, which is the weekend of March 18th or something like that. There's been another death at Fort Hood.
Yep.
Now, remember in 2020, so 3 years ago, Vanessa Guillen was a soldier at Fort Hood. She reported sexual harassment from other service members and her immediate supervisor or immediate superior, and she disappeared in April of 2020. And then June 2020, they found a body near Fort Hood, slightly disfigured and decomposed. It was Vanessa. At that time as well, they found out that it was another service member and a female acquaintance of his. He ended up killing himself when they approached him. Also, they found another soldier that they had been looking for like 18 months. They found him near the site where Vanessa Guillen was found. Even though they were unrelated, they were still service members at Fort Hood. Now, over the weekend, they found Anna Ruiz, 20 years old. They found her dead on March 13th.
Y'all, all last week I was in Clean. You know all I kept thinking about? Because, Fort is Clean, the Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
So my supervisor was like, well, do you want to stay the week there? That way you can. I told him, not in this murder town. I'm out of here. So, like, it's crazy. And it's so many military people just around Clean, a lot of homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad, actually. I was like, there's no way. You can't pay me to stay in Clean. I know what go down there for Hood. Y'all psychopaths down the street.
Something is
I got to go.
Something is going on. Anna reported to her family that she was also allegedly being sexually harassed by service members in her unit and her immediate superior that she reported directly to.
It's horrible.
She was found. The Army, let's see, what are they called? The Department of Army Criminal Division. They are saying that there's no foul play is evident and will remain under investigation.
That's what they say about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to close it down.
And at this point, a manner or cause of death has not been announced. So they're not saying how she died, nothing. They're giving nothing. She was just found dead. Now, after Vanessa Guillen, they either demoted or suspended or relieved of duty 13 officers at Fort Hood. They got a new commanding officer there, and it's still happening. Like, this is not even since 2020. This is not the first bad thing that's happened since Vanessa Guillen. This is the first murder, I think, but there's still bad stuff happening over there. In a New York Times article, it says that the sexual assault risk at Fort Hood, you have a greater chance of being sexually assaulted at Fort Hood as a woman than any other Army base in the world. Fort Hood, your assault risk at Fort Hood is 8.4% compared to 5.8% for all female service members around the world. So that one Army base is 3.5 points higher. You have a 3.5% higher percentage of being sexually assaulted or harassed at Fort Hood than you do or any other base around the world. Like, what the fuck is going on over there?
They are abusing
They
power.
Wilded. That's what they're doing. They wilded.
But I know that this happens at a lot of military installations. And then they cover it up. They don't talk about it. It's always natural causes, no foul play. And the bad part of it is that they never name the accused. So that person has the potential to do that again. If they get transferred, they're going to transfer and do it again. Or if they stay there, they're going to do it again because there's seemingly no consequence to us,
right.
outside.
And it's been happening for a long time. So this girl I know, she worked at Fort Hood. She's a grown woman, kids grown, everything. So I asked her about this when we were actually going through the Fort Hood stuff, but I forgot to mention it. And she said that sexual harassment is so common that women just expect it. Like that's your expectation. So I asked her, I'm like, well, did you go through that? She said, I could never tell you that. If I told you that, I'm afraid somebody would find out. Something could happen to me. She's like, you got to
Then
shut
she
up.
answered it. She answered it.
Yes. She was like, you gotta shut up. Like she was like, I was like, but that like I'm not gonna say her name, I almost did. I'm like, that's not fair. Like, what do you do to protect yourself? Like, she said, you can't protect. The way you protect yourself is shutting up. She's like, you gotta be quiet. She was in Fort Hood for a long time. She was like, you don't say nothing. And she said it's at every branch. It's just that Fort Hood is the more common one that gets caught up.
Mm.
It was just horrible to hear. And then like she would be in the process of like trying to tell a situation and she'll just shut herself down. She'll be like, because this one time, she'll like, just know, like constantly did that when we were talking about it. So it's been happening a long time. And she's
That's
every
horrible.
bit of 50.
That's horrible. That is horrible.
So if you say anything, she was like, if it gets so bad to where it gets out there, she's like, I promise you, you good as dead.
And these are not, sexual abuses is not the only thing. It's religion, it's race, gender. And that's just the way that old boys club goes. Even though they had for a while the don't ask, don't tell, it doesn't matter.
I think that if they really did investigate it, so many people would go down. So many high-ranking people will go down. So they keep it quiet because everybody's involved
Mm-hmm.
from the top
Absolutely.
to bottom.
Absolutely. Remember
And
that story? I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Remember that story we did about Boys Town in Nebraska? And it was just like, it started off with the guy who was the like Republican fundraiser or whatever, and then it went to the Senate, and then it was like, to someone who eventually ended up in the White House. So it's kind of that thing that is just, it seems like it's not a big deal, but then you realize all these people who were there or who they have affiliation with, and then it goes up and it goes up and it goes up and it goes up. So it's kind of like, you can't say nothing because they're going to make a connection to me, and then they're going to make a connection to him, and then the whole thing just falls. Yeah, it's just sad. In this case, Anna's mother lives in Mexico, her father lives in California, and they're just, just imagine the devastation. She's 20 years old. 20 years old. So yeah, so I'm not telling you not to enlist, but
Well, since you brought up Mexico,
get somebody else to do it.
let's talk about that child and them boys that went down there for the BBL. And 2 came up dead and 2 came back alive.
All right, so what's your opinion on what happened?
So, based on a lot of research I did, because I went into one of the Mexican groups that was on Facebook, because I seen on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Mexican group, they're saying that the only time people really travel down there is to deal with the cartel. She said, and even then, dealing with the cartel is still tricky because the cartel will not let anyone survive. However, if you go down there trying to play big dog, like the people on TV type thing, like I'm trying to impersonate what I think is supposed to go, she said that will be what kills you. She was like, however, they also don't understand. In the group, they were saying they don't understand how the cartel let them loose, but they do not. They said that everybody in that town is talking about it. Everybody is talking about it in their town,
So
and
what are
that
they
it's
saying
definitely, it's
about the
not that
note?
she didn't go for no BBL.
What
I
are
don't
they
think
saying about the note and the 5 cartel members that was basically just given up to the police?
Well, I haven't read it recently. This is when it first happened. I've been
I think
obsessed with myself. I've been too busy because I've been in clean for like a week, driving back and forth. So I haven't really gotten into it. I've just been going to sleep. But when the week it happened, they were like on TikTok, and the girl was out. I like to read comments, and in a comment, one of the girls said, "Well, in the town, people are already talking about this. This is a cartel deal gone bad. However, we still don't understand why the cartel let them to live." That was the thing they just were confused about. And then they linked a group, a Facebook group, a Spanish Facebook group that I went in, that you just push translate when they write in Spanish.
Mhm.
And then that's pretty much it. They were saying anything. They were saying it wasn't no BBL though. For sure.
Because when you go
And
to,
that was about it.
when you do medical tourism for dental surgeries or whatever that is, those are not in some little town. It's in a city. It's in, like, because they know this is where the money is coming from. We need to keep this relatively safe. You're not, there's no question of where you're going and what you're doing when you go for medical tourism. If you're going to a reputable doctor, Mexican doctor. What I think, to answer Brandy's question, what I think, in my opinion, is they went down there and they let them go, the note, because I think that was their punishment. Because normally when you fuck up like that, Mexican cartels don't play. There is no rules with that shit. There's no rules. And I know I'm not Mexican. I'm not a part of the cartel. I don't know the business. But what I have seen, not even on like production TV or manufactured TV, we're talking about documentaries and things like that, people's heads hanging on the damn telephone wire.
Them hanging off the bridge, hanging them off the bridge that people have to drive under.
Not only, people who crossed the cartel, but people who fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in order to like keep the American authorities and the Mexican authorities out their town and out of their business, you know what? Y'all not gonna die. Well, we're gonna give you up.
Mm-hmm.
You go over there. You fucked up. You go. You pay for this. Because if we make you pay, if we kill you, we still gotta answer to somebody. You killed some Americans that seemingly don't have anything to do with our business. They look like innocents.
Yeah.
And you've already got Shanquilla that was killed in Mexico. Even though she wasn't killed, she was killed by her own folks. But it's just too much.
That drama.
Right. It's just too much going on. So we're going to send you deal with them. You deal with them and you tell them what you want to tell them. We'll send you a note home like we do kindergartners. Lil Bobby had a bad day today. So I just think that was a way to get all the heat off of them. We're going to give them up to you. Do what you want to do with them. We're done.
Now, so what do you think that they did wrong to be given up like that?
I think they jumped the gun on who they were messing with. I think that those 5 people went over there. Maybe she went for a BBL. Maybe she had one over there before. And maybe
her mom said she had one. Her mom said she had one before.
She had gone there for plastic surgery before.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
but she said everything was different. She was like, she came back, you knew where she was, she had a hotel. So
yeah, I think that maybe they hooked up at some point. We down here. Maybe somebody sold them something and was like, you know what, I got this. And so when you go back, you're thinking, I'm gonna hook up with these people again. I'm gonna take a little bit of money down here. I'm gonna, like you said, Jackie, I'm gonna present myself like this. And then you got these dudes with these dreads. So they're thinking, those are those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Those are those dudes that we had beef with last time or whatever it is. We got crossed by them. And then maybe they jumped the gun. And then
they said they thought it was Haitian drug dealers.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Because maybe they presented themselves in a way that made it seem like they were doing much more than what they were doing. And then maybe they didn't connect with the same people they did the first time, and we're going to go back and we're going to bring some stuff back. And it just didn't work out. And maybe they use those first 2 guys as an example. Go back to your people and tell them we ain't playing. And you find out they make them people.
Mm.
We're gonna do this, and you take these bodies back to them and you tell them we're not playing. And then you realize, holy shit, they don't speak French. Those are Americans.
Yep.
So I just think that they got themselves in a situation that they did not bargain for. It was much bigger than what they thought, and you ran into a cartel town and you couldn't get out.
Yeah. Series of unfortunate events.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite sure we'll find out some more stuff.
Why didn't you find out about Shaquilla? Oh,
I don't
that
know.
friend got arrested. We ain't heard nothing. I ain't
No.
heard nothing else.
No.
Not a, well, she said this, and this is what's happening. Okay, we have her here. This is nothing.
The
All
only
we
thing
heard
I
was she was
found
arrested.
out about
This is
Shanquilla
crazy.
was that apparently when they beat her up, when they left that room, they all went out to dinner.
And left with her?
Yep.
Dang.
They said that they had also basically they played the authorities for them to get out of town.
You know, we talk about this. All we talk about is people who are just cold blooded and psychotic. But
Mm.
First of all, who's a psychopath in this group or the sociopath in this group? And because there has to be one person that's that fucking evil to lead on
to me, it had to be her best friend.
Yes.
The guy.
Now you think about it, yes, because he knew.
He was recording it.
Yep.
Didn't stop it.
Went home to the mama, act like he didn't know what was going on, like he hadn't seen nothing, crying and going on. They had her funeral, doing all this extra stuff. Yeah, he's the worst.
But why would a man do this to a woman in a group setting? You know what I mean? Normally it's the mean girl. You know, we see a group of girls doing this to another girl.
I don't know if he was just in it for the drama, because some men are just as dramatic as women. They got female bitch tendencies, and they like just as much drama as women do. So I don't know if it was
maybe
the drama.
he tried to holler at her. She was like, "No." Nah.
That was my next thing. Or he got rejected, and that's why he settled for the friend role.
I think that's probably what I would lean toward believing. That she rejected him.
That's evil, man.
That she rejected him. Because that seems that's a thing where women face violence for rejecting men. You can refuse to give a man your phone number. And of course, we're not talking about all men, we're not male bashing or whatever. So if you've never done this and this doesn't apply to you, sir, we are not talking to you.
Because only hit dogs holler.
So we are not talking to you. This is not all men. If you are secure in your manhood, then you have nothing to worry about. But there are those among you who are weak enough to retaliate against a woman for being rejected. And I would lean towards that theory that he was probably rejected.
And not only that, he's recording as she's naked. Like
the ultimate humiliation.
I would say that's like the most humiliating thing ever. I mean, it's even a sign of the worst type of disrespect in certain areas of the country. It's considered like the lowest form of humiliation and disrespect, and just oh God, it's so horrible.
And then at that point, I'm sure she was like, everybody here is out to get me. My best friend's recording. These other girls is trying to fight me. What would she benefit by fighting back? When all these people are there, she clearly can't trust her best friend. So that means she can't trust nobody. What would benefit her fighting back?
Nothing.
And
Because if she fought back, then who knows? All of them might have jumped in.
Man, they
and they
all would
did
have
find
done
that
real.
she had wasn't her blood alcohol level pretty high. What if, I mean, you're on vacation and she's 25, so I mean, you know,
But why? But everyone else level one that for them to be, they don't seem like it. Like they
right.
were as drunk as her. So I mean, it just the whole
It's
thing
kind of
was.
like the ultimate setup. It's like we're going to
Here, girl, take a
let her
shot.
drink and drink and
Here,
get,
girl,
yeah,
take a
get another
shot.
shot. Get
They
another
dragged
shot.
her out of the bed.
Get another shot. So she's impaired. And you can tell that she's not prepared to defend herself the way she could have. Even hell, even if there's 5 of them, if you are if you have all your faculties about you, you're gonna,
You gonna back up against that wall, get the swing?
and get to swinging. But you could tell she was impaired.
She was definitely not there. She
You
was.
know, but like we said before, when we talked about Shankola the first time, that's something that happens. We saw with Kanika Jenkins, because that's exactly, me and Jackie immediately talked about Kanika Jenkins. And that's what we think will happen with Kanika Jenkins, because her friends did the exact same thing. They left that girl in that hotel to die. For whatever happened to her in that hotel room, her friends were present for that, and they left her there. So I think that Kanika's friends bear responsibility for her death, and Shankwilla's friends should definitely bear responsibility for hers. But like Jackie said, there's been no real updates on that. When the one friend was supposed to be extradited to Mexico, but yeah, there's nothing so far. So we'll keep up with that. Let's see here. I guess we can talk about the last show we talked about the Murdaugh murders. So we will end with the Murdaugh murders. But this time we're gonna talk about Buster.
Oh, Buster.
Oh, Buster. So Buster was involved with, we're supposed to be talking about the dad and the daughter. Okay. But we'll talk about Buster. So Buster was involved with Stephen Smith. Allegedly involved with Stephen Smith, he went to high school with. Stephen was gay. It's suspected that Buster might also be gay. And that it's alleged that he suspected that he may have had something to do with Stephen's death, him and Paul. Stephen was found on the side of the road in 2015 near their home, supposedly as a hit and run. When Paul and Maggie were killed by their dad and husband in 2021, they reopened the investigation into Stephen Smith's murder because they never had a solid suspect. They never named a suspect in his murder.
But everybody was
Nothing.
caught naming Buster.
But everybody was thinking that Buster did it or had something to do with it. So recently, Stephen's family has called for his body to be exhumed so that they can try to determine whether it was actually hit and run or whether he was killed at a different location, because it said he had blunt force trauma to the head. So they're trying to figure out, did he die as actually at the site from a hit and run, or was he dead or harmed prior to that and brought there? Buster he did like a press release or whatever, and he said that he's been targeted and harassed by the media about this. He says these baseless rumors of my involvement with Stephen and his death are false. I unequivocally deny any involvement in his death, and my heart goes out to the Smith family. That's from Buster. But what y'all think?
I don't believe nobody with no Murdaugh last name. Murder is in their name, Murdaugh.
It's 5 murders connected with this family. Starting with Stephen in 2015. Then we go over to Mallory Beach, who was killed in the boating accident with Paul. Then the housekeeper, and then Maggie and Paul killed by Alex. So it's just 5 murders connected with this part of the family. It's just too much. It's not a coincidence. Um, okay, so allegedly Buster's gay, and allegedly he had some sort of an association with Steven. Do you think that his family was in denial about his sexuality or his involvement with
Well,
Steven?
it was in denial about the dad's drug use, denial about is Jackie talking to the Lord? Because she looking up to the
No,
heavenly
to my
host.
daughter because I had a drink over here and she chugging it, and I'm sitting here like, put it down. That's why, because she's standing like up, so I'm looking
Got
at
Oh,
you
her
because
some
I
like,
was like,
Hendrix?
she up here praying. She looked like one of them
yeah.
old gospel covers with Mahalia or somebody on it.
Oh,
See, she was
the
chugging
ones
on.
that come on at night and they said,
Yeah.
I'm coming up.
Who the hell left the gate open?
home.
But yeah.
Oh, the Time Life, the
Yeah.
Time Life gospel collection. Um, Jackie gonna be on the cover of that, the next one that they
Yeah,
release.
next time like this.
Yeah, that's how I be too. Looking up Malico Records.
Oh, not Malico. So so yeah, they were in denial about Alex or Alec or whatever they call him. And then now Buster. So
Do you think the rest of the family gonna put out some money to help Buster? Because Buster ain't gonna have no money left.
do they even have money?
I
I'm talking about I'm sure that the other family members have money, the other siblings.
think so.
Alec
Mm,
don't have no money because all his stuff is gonna have to be was already on the auction block. Mozelle's on auction block right now, and he already admitted to conning those other people out of money. So basically, he's gonna have to pay back the people he conned. So
and then
what money's left for Buster?
if there's any insurance policies, they can sue against that. Any proceeds that come into that family, the victims, the financial fraud victims can sue the family for those things. So I think that the rest of that family is going to distance themselves from it because I don't know if this is legally true, but what if by supporting Buster, like putting your money over there, they could be held liable too? Because at the time he was working for the firm, like you were working for the family firm. You were doing this under the umbrella of the family law firm. Even though they didn't know what he was doing, he was still working for that law firm while he was doing this. So they want to distance themselves as financially as much as possible from Alex, from Buster, because they've already lost their livelihood. They've lost their name, their position, and all of that. Even though they can still practice law, their
Ain't
name
nobody.
nobody want to mess with them. So I think they're going to distance themselves, maybe support him under the radar, but I don't think they're really going to show any outwardly like, hey, we're in his corner type thing.
So you think he gonna have a public defender?
No, I don't think he'll have a public defender. I think there's some money somewhere. But maybe from the mom, maybe her family, because her family wouldn't be liable. But maybe her family has money. Maybe they've transferred money over to them. I don't know how that will go. So I think he'll probably get more outward support from Maggie's family than he will from Alex's family. But if they find that some connection between him and the death of Stephen, he can cancel Christmas. They can go ahead and cancel Christmas on that one. And yeah. And when Brandy said Moselle, I didn't know what the hell she was talking about earlier. Isn't that the 1,700-acre hunting lodge that Maggie, Paul, and the housekeeper were killed at?
Mm-hmm.
So they're auctioning off everything, including the property. So
the furniture, knickknacks.
So if y'all got a little couple extra coins, the auction is online, so you ain't even got to be there.
No, it's in person. It's not online. It's in person.
Oh, but are they showing the items online?
I don't know. They're expecting more people, a whole lot of people. So
Well, some people are just kind of looky-loos and like, want a piece of some morbid type history, which, they do that.
They said they selling the throws and everything.
I bet you they got some nice dishes though.
Real nice china.
I bet you they got some.
You want to eat off small murdered china?
Hell, I eat at Waffle House.
If you can eat at Waffle House, you can eat anywhere.
Ain't nobody been murdered on no Waffle House china.
You know how many criminals done came up to Waffle House?
Do you know how many roaches eat off them plates in the back?
Do you know how many criminals cook at Waffle House?
Who you think cleaning the syrup off them plates? You think it's better?
I'll tell you what, they
damn
really,
roaches.
Teach them crooks and criminals how to make them grits and to fry up them waffles.
Hey, listen, the Waffle House grits ain't never missed. Okay.
You're so right.
Them grits ain't never missed.
You are so right. That's who is running the grill.
The grits.
I promise you.
And they understand every code, baby. They can shoot out 70 codes. They got you. And it ain't, BL 7936. They just be calling them. They be like, got it. I be like,
drop two.
And they got some kind of narcotic in that.
They got
some kind of narcotic in that coffee.
Yeah. It's all made. Listen. If you've eaten at the Waffle House, you've eaten off of murder dishes. I'm telling you right now. Mm-hmm. A murderer, a drug dealer, a vagrant, that Waffle House coffee cup. They didn't drink out that cup. They have drink.
You messing me up right now.
That ain't gonna keep you from eating at the Waffle House though.
No.
Listen,
but it's gonna make me think about it. Like
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what goes on at the Waffle House. It is never going to stop you from eating at the Waffle House. Never.
Give me a waffle. Give me a waffle.
Give me that All-Star.
Drop me some bacon.
Give me the All-Star every single time.
Some eggs, yeah.
Every single time.
I take the slice of cheese, just sit it on top. The heat from the eggs melted.
I don't even like sliced American cheese. I hate it.
Me too, but I eat it.
Well, go ahead and put that on my eggs. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me some cheese on them eggs.
Yeah.
The Waffle House.
You be getting the same thing, Brand?
Is safe.
Brandon, what you be getting? The same thing?
Brandon, what you get the Waffle House?
I get the All-Star.
Yeah.
That's the eggs, the grits, the waffle. Well, I don't get the sausage, but
everybody gets the All-Star. Now, I don't even eat waffles. So I always get the waffle and give it to somebody else. I don't even eat waffles.
I eat that waffle.
I don't know waffles. If they have strawberry and whipped cream on that waffle,
elevated.
See, I can't.
That is a damn good waffle.
I've never had the blueberry waffle though.
No. I know it's just slathered up with butter, even though they did it over there on the side for me, and I appreciate them. I just slathered up.
And they be putting a whole lot of butter.
Yes, they just like
cream.
Yeah. I just get the All-Star and the coffee.
The crack.
That's in the coffee.
I don't know what they put in that coffee, but every time I leave there, my eyes feel 3 times size.
The dude that's cooking, that really don't talk, that be scrambling them eggs like that, he's a former drug dealer. He be sprinkling that shit.
But you saying he know how to cut it?
He's a chef. He's a chef.
He knows exactly what's supposed to go in there.
He knows how to cook. But I promise you, the dude that is cooking at the Waffle House, and it's always a tall, dark-skinned dude. At my Waffle House, it's always a tall, dark-skinned dude. Now, they're interchangeable. It's not always the same tall, dark-skinned dude, but it's always
the big, fat white guy, too, though.
I was saying that.
The big guy.
Now, I ain't seen the big, fat white dude.
That's why
I have.
I seen the little skinny white dude. There's been a little skinny white dude.
That one, too.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
I know the big.
I ain't seen no chocolate man. They either gonna be big or little. White man.
Now, at my Waffle House,
Greasy ain't washed that apron and Lord knows when. With that
he ain't got time to wash that apron. He ain't got time. Listen, he got to go pick up stuff from the plug to put in the coffee.
You will accept things from the Waffle House that you would not dare accept from any other establishment.
No.
I've never even had their regular food. I only had their breakfast. So I don't know what their other food even tastes like.
They patty melt, is that what it is? A
Patty
patty
melt's
melt?
pretty decent.
I heard their patty. I ain't eat it, but
It's
someone
good.
else said it and they loved it.
Listen, let
But
me tell
I'm
you
gonna
what
get
else you
that.
get.
I'm not getting nothing
You
other.
get you a bacon, egg, and cheese wrap from the Waffle House.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. People like me from California, I love a good tortilla. You get the bacon, egg, and cheese wrap from Waffle House. That hits every
I
time.
didn't even know that was on the menu.
Me
I don't know
either.
if it is still, but I used to get
Because I
that.
don't even look at the menu. I already know what I'm
I
getting.
just want an all-star.
Me
You
too.
don't
I
even
don't
gotta
need
give me
to
that
look.
thing.
I don't need to look at the menu.
You ain't gotta give me that thing. Murder dishes and all.
Mm.
Randy, I just want you to think about that the next time. And everybody, think about the next time you go to Waffle House. If you are a person who's like, I'm not going to buy from a thrift store because I don't know who ate off of those dishes, you eat at the damn Waffle House. You
I'm getting
can
my
pretty
stuff at
much,
the go potato.
you can pretty much eat off of anything if you eat at the Waffle House. Brandy, you know they got them dishes, those little bitty frying pans from an estate sale. You ain't buying them things new.
I need me one of them little things.
Did
too.
you say estate sale?
This is already seasoned when they get
I
them.
think that's where old boy used to
Betty
work
Sue
at.
died. They finna sell all her stuff off at the house.
I think that's
And
where Rice and Gravy used to work.
You know what? We're gonna go ahead and be done.
that's just. I knew she was for the cancel sale. That was it.
We ain't gonna.
Because they said he seasoned it up real good.
We ain't gonna go no further. Nope.
Lowry's and
She
everything.
tasted it. I knew it.
Nope. Ready
That's a
goes.
Lowry. They said there was Lowry's at the crime scene. And onion powder and garlic powder. That's how they knew it was a black man. They said he brought it with him
But they
That's
say.
what that's what they
because
say.
he knew she didn't have no seasoning.
Brand, you read. That's what they said. That's what they said.
That's what they said.
That's
Y'all
what they
are
said.
y'all are horrible. Y'all, you know we're gonna get some.
Dang,
Which also, if he had all them seasonings, he could have went on and made some gravy. But that's
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
why is it that he had to have gravy?
Because that's what you. It's like onions, liver, and you eat it over rice. It's an organ meat. Ain't that organ meat too? But I guess he didn't know his way around that kitchen. So,
Nope, because he didn't work at the Waffle House.
mm. But he used to work at the
They
Waffle
would
House.
never.
So he said,
They would have known to whip up a gravy.
well, Waffle House, they got more than one menu for like different things.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
You know,
the lights go out.
We just ruined our chance to get a sponsorship by the Waffle House by saying that man worked there. But
That ain't the worst
maybe not.
person. I'm sure that ain't the worst person.
But then again, maybe not.
I'm sure.
It is the Waffle House, and yeah, it ain't gonna stop me from sleep there. That's for damn sure. Because it actually sounds good tomorrow morning.
It do sound good.
But I gotta go. I got to be at the downtown too damn early.
And also some really quickly, I think all of the waitresses go through training on how to fight. Like all of them can fight in real life, and they fight each other, and they'll
Especially
whoop your
Judy with
ass
no
too.
teeth.
And they'll whoop your ass too. And won't
Judy,
think
the
twice
one that
about
ain't got no
and
teeth
you ain't
that work
gonna
on the
win.
waffles.
Did y'all see that woman catch that chair in mid-air?
I saw
White
her
girl
With by a leg?
and threw it back in one motion.
And
Listen, let me tell you.
look like she weighed $110.
The type of training that she went through was hood training. Okay. The bus dropped her off at one end of the block and she had to get her ass to the other end of the block. Okay. And somebody
just
told
the day
her,
she had to do her interview.
somebody told her on the bus, I'm gonna whoop your ass all the way home. And she got tired of getting her ass whooped all the way home.
And that's why the folks who work at Waffle House don't be having teeth.
Because they got hood training.
They gotta fight each other all the
like, you ain't
time.
gonna whoop my ass no more. And so she learned.
Brandon, that's
That
their
she hit her
training.
one time in the mouth and she was done.
Their training is fighting each other first. How many Waffle House fights have you
You said
seen?
Hunger Games?
It's always a Waffle House fight.
It
They
sounds like
always
Hunger
into
Games.
it. Even when I go in there, they always argue with each other.
But
And
it's
also-
Hunger Games up at the Waffle House.
they also know how to they learn how to ignore you after they give you that first cup of coffee.
Yes, it. Don't talk to them no more.
Waffle House, the aisle is this damn big. I know the hell you see me sitting over here stuffed in this damn booth. I'm stuffed.
Yeah, you can't be overweight. You can't be
No.
overweight at the Waffle House.
No,
Dude.
I sit on the pool, the spin chairs,
At the bar?
bar.
At the
Yeah,
bar.
I sit at the bar.
Baby.
In front of the cash register. You know, it's right in front of the can. You gotta sit there and just
Bro.
stir.
Listen, you got to
That's
stuff
how I know it's
your
fight
ass
going on.
and you know, most places have a booth or the table that move out a little bit. No, it's fixed.
It's like tight too. It's about
It's
this.
fixed.
Gotta.
I seen a family walk in there with 6 people, and I was like, they know they're not sitting together.
Yeah.
This must be their first time here.
Oh, you can get in there. You got to take
Good
all the
luck.
plates off the table though, but you can get in there.
A family
Yeah,
of 6.
you gotta clean your own plates out.
Yeah, you got to get off because you know they give you everything in individual plates. You got to scrape all your stuff onto
A
one
family
plate
of
and hand
6
it back
cannot
to you.
sit in that booth.
It's possible.
A family of 6 in that one booth.
And what you do is you take one of the chairs that they have on the side and scoot it over to your table.
It's still gonna be tight.
Yeah, it's tight.
It
It's,
is.
it's
Fire
tight up
department
there.
gonna come through.
Ooh,
It's
gonna
tight
be
up there. And if you my fat ass and you sit on the inside too, my arm be hanging over all onto the kitchen where the kitchen.
I got burned on the waffle iron one time.
See?
And she sounded so serious. Somebody was like, "What?" As soon as they heard it.
I can't.
I'm just saying.
All right, y'all. We're gonna end. We did not get to one story, but we'll probably have to just feature that story by itself because it is from 2018 and it is a wild ass story. So we might bring that to you next time because it deserves some side eye. This story has some serious side eye. So we'll go ahead and end it for this particular episode and tonight. And now that we started talking about the Waffle House, so we're all over the place. Shout out to Waffle House. If you want to give us some coupons. And there's a Waffle House everywhere in the South. So we definitely gonna come and spend our money. So good night, y'all. Go to the Waffle House, get yourself an All-Star and crack coffee. So good night, y'all.
Good night.